California homeowners, was your home or property damaged by wildfires? Even if you have already filed an insurance claim and received a check, you may still be owed more compensation. Don't risk leaving money on the table. Call Galindo Law now for a free claim review. We'll tell you if your insurance company may still owe you compensation. Call 1-800-251-1533 or visit galindolaw.com.
It's episode 273 of Vegas Revealed. Vegas visitor numbers are making national headlines again.
But what's behind this dip and what's it really like down on the Strip? We're seeing it firsthand and share our thoughts this week.
Plus, Wynn's new seafood restaurant is now open. Details of the grand opening party and a unique addition to the Lake of Dreams.
Plus, more of our star interviews from the American Music Awards, including comedian Nikki Glaser.
Are you enjoying doing Vegas here and there?
I love it. I love Vegas. It's just like everything is just outside your door. There's tons of people. It feels like kind of New York City in terms of like how crowded it is.
Also, a Kenny Chesney surprise, inside a delicious sushi speakeasy on the Strip, and how you can dine out while giving back.
All this and more coming up on Vegas Revealed.
Vegas Revealed, presented by Galindo Law, starts now.
Welcome to Vegas Revealed. Thanks so much for joining us this week on episode 273. I'm Sean McAllister, along with Dana Roselli.
Yeah, we've got a little storm warning as we sit here and record. It's exciting. It's been humid for 2 days.
It has been. And this is kind of hopefully a preview of what's to come for monsoon season this year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. One year we didn't have nothing.
Anything.
And then the next we had a lot, so it'll be interesting. I mean, I can't believe it only June just started. It feels like it's been a long summer already.
It feels like it's because we're planning so far in advance. Like we're already thinking July and we've barely scratched the surface of June. So we still have all these days to get through.
I know. Hey, the big headline for over the last, I guess, couple weeks has been that, April numbers came out for visitation and tourism, and Las Vegas is down year to year compared to April of last year, and everyone's buzzing about it. Convention business was actually slightly up, but it's just been such a hot topic lately that some national news organizations are doing stories on it. And we figured, we did talk about this about 2 weeks ago, but maybe we should talk about it again.
Yeah, and there are a lot of factors that are contributing to a dip in travel right now. The political environment right now, the uneasiness about the economy. And, there's international travelers who are holding off on coming to the United States, specifically Las Vegas. And so all of these things together, plus there are people, as you will see if you scroll through social media, who are just nonstop complaining about the high prices in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and people are trying to save money or hold their money, close to their hip just because you don't know what's going to happen and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't know. It could be, I think it's like a combination of all of that, obviously, like you said, but I don't know. It's really hard to pinpoint. At this point, I kind of feel like it's hit or miss, right? Like we have busy days, busy weekends, busy long weekends, busy weeks if we have a big convention in town. I mean, it's hard to say because I think both you and I have noted that I've gone out many, many times on the Strip and it's pretty busy to me from what I can see. Now, I will admit, I hang out in the north end of the Strip. Why? Because I live close to that area. So what's at the north end of the Strip? A lot of more luxury hotels. And who stays at luxury hotels? Maybe people who have money already. So, and aren't as worried about being nickeled and dimed. And so maybe that's why those hotels seem fuller to me. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud that that's not the answer. That's not right, wrong. I don't have statistics or facts or any of that.
Yeah, I mean, it very well could be. I was actually talking with some friends within the last week or so who work at casinos, whether, it's at restaurants or in other positions at properties down on the Strip. And they were saying that they just are seeing dips. They see waves of busy times, and then it's a wave of quiet. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates open again, and there's a ton of people, there for business. So I think that's made it difficult to plan ahead for staffing, certainly, because you can't really anticipate when those waves and dips are coming. But it's not a situation where people just aren't coming here anymore. No. We still have visitors.
Yeah, we do. We do. We have a lot of visitors.
Actually, I just got back from a trip a couple days ago. Came back on a Sunday late afternoon, and the airport was packed. Absolutely packed.
Yeah, well, that's good.
It was.
Yeah, great.
It was nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, nobody likes a packed airport when it's you that has to travel, but I guess it's good for the city.
It is. And I was coming home, so I was like, okay.
Yeah, like whatever. It really is just hit or miss. And so, I mean, I feel like so many people have asked that question, and it's like, I don't know. It just depends, Like I said, I did the staycation recently at the Fountain Blue. It was busy. I went to a restaurant opening the other night at the Wynn, walked in. My whole walk to the restaurant, it seemed pretty crowded. People crossing ways, sportsbook looked busy, all of it. So like, I don't know. So I think it depends. And then you'll see on social media, I think somebody posted the line at the Flamingo check-in desk the other day, and it was long and wrapped around. So, okay, well, that's a middle of the road hotel or a more budget. And that looked busy. There could have been other reason. So it kind of depends. It's hard because you see things, you see videos, you hear stories. And the real numbers came in, and we know that travel and tourism is down a little bit compared to last year. That's where we're at.
Right.
And we'll have to pay attention to see if the trend continues. However, here's what always happens when we do see dips. It's beneficial, obviously, to the consumer, and we're already starting to see that happen. And I think most people now saying, well, if this is happening now, like, let's just keep it this way. That would be the good thing to do. And we're talking about, some properties letting up on the parking fees. Resorts World just dropped parking fees. They didn't really even have parking fees for that long. They were free for a while. And then locals parking. But then they went, full on. And it's like, well, what? So now they've lifted that. And everyone's saying, kudos, everyone, keep following along. And, there's places like Fountain Blue, and it's like, I think 3 or 4 free hours for locals and stuff like that. But also, if you like shop in the Fountain Blue, if you eat in the Fountain Blue, if you do anything in the Fountain Blue, you can get you get
validated.
Yeah, ticket valid. So it's almost like it's free anyway. So everyone has their own thing,
Yeah. And in addition to the parking deals, there's hotel deals that we're starting to see roll out. I just had an ad pop up while I was scrolling through Instagram for Wynn.
Yeah.
They had, I think it was 25% off of a hotel stay plus a $75 room credit. I don't know if that offer is still valid as you're listening to this episode right now, but as I was scrolling through Instagram, that is one of the things that just recently popped up. Right. And I expect that other properties are going to follow suit. And if there is a dip in visitation, a dip in room occupancy, they are going to start rolling things out to try and lure people in.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
That's just how business works.
Right. Well, and it's interesting because I saw one conversation on Twitter that somebody was responding to a story where things would cost more and this and that. And somebody was saying, oh, I don't come to Vegas anymore because it's just ridiculous because it's so expensive. But this one guy was like, I mean, you have to shop around and you have to plan travel and be wise about it. He's like, I mean, I'm staying at blah, blah, blah resort on the Strip for one full week for $366 total. Yes. And I'm using my $200 slot credit reward. I'm doing this, and that. And then I got this deal on the airline. And so it's just not a click away anymore. You need to do maybe a little bit more research. You need to get creative, and you can find different ways to get deals and discounts.
Yes. Well, and it's like what we talked about, what was it, last week? When you had the deal at RPM.
Right.
Where there are good lunch and happy hour deals out there at really nice restaurants, but you have to look for that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You have to find that. And, there are other places where you can get good meals, good drink prices, But you do. You have to do the research. You have to put in the work to find those spots.
Yeah, you do. So we'll keep our, eyes open, our ears listening, and let you know whatever else we hear. And if you have something that you want to contribute, you can text us. We have our text link right in our show notes. It texts us, does not give us your phone number. You have to write your name and your where you're from. It only gives the last 4 digits of a phone number. So we can't text you back, but we'll answer on the following week's podcast if we can.
If your insured Texas home was damaged by hail or hurricane in the past 2 years, listen closely. You could still be owed more compensation for home repairs, even if you have received an insurance check. Galindo Law is here to help you with a free claim review. Let us review your case and help you get the financial compensation you may deserve. Call 1-800-251-1533 or visit galindolaw.com.
And hey, over at Wynn Las Vegas, they just opened up their new Mediterranean seafood restaurant. We've mentioned it here before. It's called Pisces. And Dana, you just stopped into the grand opening. It looked beautiful.
Yes, the restaurant had been open for just a little bit, but they finally had the grand opening party. So if you were like, wait, it didn't just open, I've eaten there. Yes, it has been open. But this party was fabulous, let me tell you.
It looked it.
Because it was like seafood galore and like meat and open bar and these spicy margaritas and all sorts of stuff. So it was delicious. Little desserts going around. They had Dubai chocolate that you could try.
Oh.
My friend Brian was very excited to try the Dubai chocolate.
How on trend.
I know, right? It's a beautiful restaurant. The blues, the golds. Listen, Lakeside was nice too. This replaced Lakeside, which Lakeside had been open for years and years. It's just such a fabulous spot. It looks right out to the Lake of Dreams and you can't beat it. But this, I don't know. I like this better. I like it better than Lakeside, the look of it. It's kind of more my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, really beautiful. Out on the patio, I noticed over to the left, like right in front of kind of the aft cocktail patio area. So there's SW Steakhouse that sits on the lake, then aft in the middle, then Pisces. Well, kind of toward aft, I saw this like little area that kind of goes and sits over the water. It extends
like
out
pier.
from the normal patio seating. And I thought, what is the deal with this? So we did quickly ask before the podcast because I thought, I wonder if people can book that area. There was like a little couch area. There were some high top chairs. And they did say, yes, that is bookable over at Pisces. So we need to find out more about that, but could be a good little spot for a little cocktail party, get friends together. Assuming you can order food out there, I'm not sure, but it was a really cool addition. Another thing I wanted to mention, first of all, folks from the Wynn spoke there. The cocktail program was great. They talked a lot about the design. But you and I were saying, I was telling you a story how I went back to where I live, and I live in a high rise, and the front desk people, they were asking me about, what'd you do tonight? Because they always do. They always like to know. And I was like, I was here in this beautiful restaurant. It's right on the water there. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about the water? They didn't even know the Lake of Dreams existed in the Wynn. And we talk about this all the time. It's just because we're out and about and doing things that we know, and a lot of people don't know the Lake of Dreams is there, and it's like this like gem.
We are asked all of the time. People say, it's my first time coming to Vegas. What do I need to do? Well, guess what? Lake of Dreams is on that list of must-do things. You've got to go there to get some appetizers, grab a cocktail, just go out and hang out there, especially at that aft lounge.
Yeah, cocktail. They have
Great patio.
Little snacks they put out on the table for you. I don't think they have a food menu. They might now, very little light bites. I don't know. But they always put out great little snacks.
Yes. Little bar snacks.
Yeah, little bar snacks. And remember, like last time when I went there, I think you and I had this conversation worth repeating because people go, well, now it's summer. I'm not sitting out on the patio like in the day. But when I was there, I felt like this cool breeze. I don't know if they've got it like under your feet or the way they have the system going there, but they actually kind of cool it. It's like you're outside, but you feel like bursts of coolness every now and then.
It does feel like there's air conditioning out there.
Something.
As much as the outdoors can be air conditioned, they do it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, by the way, just did get a note again because I kept asking the publicist that was in charge of the Pisces account that was sending us some pictures and stuff, more and more about this little floating area, the pier area. And she said she does not believe there's a fee to book out there.
Okay, so it's first come, first serve.
So call and ask, basically. You learned about it from us, but call and ask. But it definitely is appealing because it looks really cool.
It absolutely is. And what a great way to have a great meal sitting out there over the water.
Drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
Shrimp. I love shrimp.
So Pisces over at Wynn, now open, gorgeous new restaurant, and put Lake of Dreams on your to-do list for your next Vegas visit.
Yeah, shows out there, everything. And everyone of all ages, besides, under 21, love it. Like, I feel like my mom loves it. I love it.
I love it.
Yeah, you love it. You're younger than me. See, all ages. So we got the low 40s, the high 40s, the 80.
The 80.
And lots of other. Oh, my friend who's in his 50s loves it. So yeah. My friend that's in her 30s, she loves it too. So yeah, every age is going to love it above 21. But you did the night before go to Kenny Chesney at Sphere, and what happened? So it was a big surprise.
It was. So my buddy Mark, he was like, "Hey, I have another ticket to Kenny tonight. Do you want to come with me?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So we went to Kenny Chesney over at Sphere, and first of all, that show is so much fun. It's just happy party vibes the entire time, which is like kind of Kenny Chesney's whole thing. Mm-hmm. Like good times on the beach, on the boat, on his private island in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But then he has a new, Megan Maroney, who's a rising country star. She is just like astronomically shooting up through the country scene right now. She has a new song that features Kenny Chesney, and he brought her out on stage and they performed that song together, their first time singing it live. And so that was just a really cool moment. Turns out they told a story about how the song came to be. So Megan opened for Kenny Chesney on his last tour. And so they became friends. She wrote a song about the experience of, touring, performing with Kenny, flew down to his private island with her team, played the song for him, loved it. And so now they recorded the song and it's out. It's a cool video.
That's fun. Yeah. I mean, I have like friends that have kids that love her. They're going to the concert. I don't know where, but somewhere near Rochester, New York on like June 12th. And I hadn't heard of her before. And I was like, where have I been? And then she was at the American Music Awards. And that's another great thing about having these award shows in Las Vegas. Because while those stars are in town, they pop into their friends' shows.
Yes.
Right? So that was really cool that happened. And people were asking us like, why aren't you playing the whole song when we posted it on YouTube and stuff? And I'm like, well, there's copyright. You can't just sometimes post the whole song. But we did put a little bit of it on TikTok.
Put a little bit up there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go and watch that. But it was a really cool moment there with Kenny Chesney.
And it's your first time seeing a concert live. You've seen the YouTube film. You've seen Postcard from Earth.
Right.
We've been to the Google convention in there, but you had not seen a live concert in there yet. So what did you think?
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. Just to...
Did you like the experience better than if you were to be at a show in a theater, or just different? Or
I did. I mean, it's almost like the Sphere almost ruins all other concert experiences. It doesn't ruin it, but there's nothing that even comes close to comparing to watching a concert inside of Sphere.
Because you get like an extra added
because
show.
You're taken to a whole different place.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point they turned the screen inside of Sphere into like you're sitting in the like living room bar area of down at Kenny's private island,
right.
Like looking out at the water and the beach out there. It was great.
Yeah.
And it
really
takes
cool.
you to a place visually that the artist music complements.
Mm-hmm.
So it's It's great. Yes, I loved it.
Yeah, it's a very cool experience. It's like going to an attraction, but also being at a show watching. Well, usually if you're going, it's one of the artists that you like or love, or you're a huge fan, or you just like their music and you're going to check them out, whatever that might be. So you kind of get two things in one. And yeah, it's pretty fun.
Beyond compare. It really is. And if you have a chance to go and see any artist coming up at Sphere, whether it's Kenny or Backstreet Boys.
I'm kind of I started looking up Backstreet Boys tickets the other day because I was like, I kind of might need to be there opening night. Because like we've seen them live before. It's not even like I sit around and listen to Backstreet Boys all the time.
Right.
But their songs are just so good. And whenever we've seen them, they had a residency here in the past. I'm like, man, they do have good songs and put you in a good mood. They have fun doing it. And then I was just thinking I might need to be at Sphere opening night. And I was like, all right, what day? July. So yeah, that's going to be good.
I think we might need to
do that.
Put it on the company card.
We might need to do that.
And then talk about it on the podcast and the TV show.
Well, we did talk to Nikki Glaser about the Sphere because we ran into her at the American Music Awards. She has a show at the Venetian with David Spade. I've seen it. Very funny. She's blowing up with, she was at the Tom Brady roast. She won everyone over with that. Very smart jokes, very witty. And then she hosted the Golden Globes. So we ran into her and I had to ask her a little bit about Vegas. And she also brought up the Sphere. Are you enjoying doing Vegas here and there?
I love it. I love Vegas. It's just like everything is just outside your door. There's tons of people. It feels like kind of New York City in terms of like how crowded it is. But everything is air conditioned. It's nice. And the shows are so fun because I'm doing them with my friend David Spade. And usually I do shows alone. So I get to like go on stage, perform, and then I get to go watch my favorite comedian perform. And it's so fun.
Do you think Vegas is a town there has to be a lot of jokes here. Things you see.
Yeah, it's just like whatever's happening at the Sphere is kind of taking over the town. Like I'm usually here during, when the dead are in town. So it looks like the Walking Dead are in town. It's like there's a lot of patchouli and weed smell coursing through the casinos. But yeah, this place is insane. There's nothing like it. It's dry. I wake up coughing in the night, like that scene in that movie Seven. Like I'm choking every night. I have to get a humidifier next time I come to town. It's so dry here.
Yeah, it is dry.
Yeah, I age a couple years every time I'm here.
All the wrinkles.
Yeah, no, you look good.
It is. That's what we always say. It's a desert out there.
I know.
Keep hydrated.
If you don't live here, I feel like we know it's dry. We put lotion on. We drink a lot of water, and it doesn't feel as dry to us compared to someone that just swings in every now and then.
Well, it's because having a max of like 12% humidity.
Yeah.
That's on a humid day.
Right.
That will zap you so quick, especially if you're out in the sun. And this is for anybody coming into town this summer. If you're going to go to any of the day clubs, the pool parties, whatever, or if you're just spending a day out at the pool, you want the cold tropical beverage, but you gotta drink a giant thing of water with every adult beverage that you have too, because it will just zap you hardcore.
I know, really. Listen, while we were there, you also talked to a musical duo, DJs, Loud Luxury. I actually was not familiar with them. And you were like, no, I've interviewed them before. They're up and down the strip. What they do shows at Omnia. Hakkasan?
They have been in Tao Group's roster of talent since I think back in 2018. I think their first show here in Vegas was at Pure nightclub. That Pure isn't there anymore.
Yeah,
Omni is there now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I talked to these guys back when they first started performing here. How long ago was that's 8 years ago.
Okay.
8 years ago. And they were so much fun then. And when we saw them walking up the carpet, I was like, guys, wait a second. It's been a hot minute since we talked. And so it was great. It was good to have a little reunion with them on the carpet there. Take a listen to the conversation.
how have you guys been? It's been a hot minute.
It's been crazy. This Memorial Day weekend has been insane. We were in Vegas on Thursday night, and then we had a day off, but we had to go finish a song in the studio in LA. And then we were in Miami, which was crazy because that always goes so late. And then we flew to Atlantic City, and then we came right back here for this.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about how much sleep we've had. We were actually started the weekend in Vegas,
Luckily,
and we
I don't
were
have bags.
Yeah. We started the weekend in Vegas for a residency. We were at Hakkasan on Thursday, kicking off Memorial Day weekend, getting the weekend started for everyone. And we also just did EDC this past weekend.
Yeah, EDC was cool.
A Sunday
Did you go?
ago.
No, I didn't go.
You got to come see us.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Next
know.
time you're there on stage with us.
On stage at EDC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have this documented, so it's got to happen.
I know, right?
No holding back now. It's a thing.
Oh, no, stop. I'll be here all night.
So since you guys have started playing Vegas, I mean, how have things changed in your career? Because it's just been insane.
We're here so much. Like, we're here almost like 3 or 4 times a month, but it's been great. We have really good partners. We're with Tao Group, so we've been doing like Omni all the time this summer. We got some pool parties coming up. That'll be fun in September and August. But it's really taken things to another level, and it's something that we've always wanted to do from when we started performing, was always try and get a Vegas residency. So it kind of started like we opened up for, I think it was like Cascade or something like that the first time we played, and then just kind of built a relationship from there, and then now we're doing like almost like 40 days a year.
Yeah. They've been our biggest supporter. For context, we started our Vegas residency in 2018, and we've been at the same place, same partners since. And it's quite fascinating because everyone else, they're moving around. They're at a new club this year. They're at a new club next year. We've been in the same place. So it's been really cool just as a measuring stick to how our careers changed. Like you said, opening for residents originally. Now we're doing 40 plus shows a year here. We're a backbone of Tao Group.
And you said you were just in the studio recording new music. When's the new music coming out?
We just signed a new record deal. Everything's going to be announced very soon, but we have a song that's coming out next month. And then we're going to be pumping music out literally like as much as possible this year because we signed a pretty fat deal. So we're trying to get music out as much as possible.
Signing big fat deals is always a good thing.
You love to see it.
We're really excited to have a partner where we can release as much music as we want and do it well. So it's going to feel like a level up for us, for lack of a better word.
So Dana, I don't know if I'm ready, but apparently I'm going to be on stage with them at EDC next year.
Oh my gosh. This needs to happen. That would be so funny.
I mean,
because then I went on YouTube and watched them at EDC,
and
I was like, wow, yeah, it was a whole thing, and I was like, next year is Sean going to be up there? Oh, I was like, summertime.
Well, I think I'll need to get down like my dance moves because I am not what I would call or what anyone would call a good dancer. Like I kind of just,
but I don't think you have to be
bop.
With EDM music, do you?
You don't. I can fist
just pump your
pump
fist
and
jump
up in the air, raise the roof. Oh my God. I sound like such a boomer.
Oh my gosh. Raise the roof. Please don't. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. They were a lot of fun. I liked meeting them.
They're
I liked
great
them a lot.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do some tips. We've got 3 tips for you today. All right, first we start with 2 Father's Day deals. And it's so hard because we get so many of them. But we, thought this was a good one because we know dads love cars. And the F1 attraction there at Grand Prix Plaza actually launched Grand Prix Sundays recently. And Father's Day is on a Sunday, June 15th.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So in addition to going to Grand Prix Plaza for the F1 experience and everything that is encompassed there, they will also be showing the Canadian Grand Prix. That race is actually happening on June 15th, starting at 11 o'clock a.m. Las Vegas time. So you can kind of go and spend a day at the Grand Prix Plaza, watch the Canadian Grand Prix at the headquarters of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and have all these activations, attractions, food and beverage that's all F1 related at your fingertips. So a really cool idea, especially if dad is a race fan.
Yeah, they have these massive LED screens. You get a complimentary cocktail and table snack as you arrive, race-themed food and beverage specials. They have a signature dish and cocktail inspired by Canada, and then Clark County resident giveaways, including merch and Grand Prix Plaza experience tickets. So a lot going on that day. So could be a good idea for Dad.
Also, if Dad likes golf, this could be kind of a fun thing too. Swingers Crazy Golf. You've heard us talk about this before here on Vegas Revealed. Well, they are now opening during the day to families. So if Dad is a golfer, you can bring the whole family out to Swingers, because normally it has been until now 21 and over. Mm-hmm. This is the first time families are being able to experience this attraction. So get the family together, go over, play some Swingers Crazy Golf on Father's Day. June 15th, dads get their first drink free.
Ooh, good.
So that's an incentive to, reward Dad for his hard work all year.
Yeah, and save you some money. If you're bringing Dad.
Which is a great thing.
Or if you are a dad. Swingers is great. And I'm glad they're opening it to all ages, because we've said other people need to be able to experience this, because it's so cool when you walk in.
Yeah, and I think they are opening it to the under 21 crowd up until a certain time.
Yeah.
Nighttime is still 21 and over.
As it should be.
As it should be. That is the time for adults.
Right. You went to a sushi spot before Kenny Chesney in the Venetian, a new spot that I think we talked about briefly on our TV show. But how was it? And tell us all about it.
Yeah, so this is Nomikai Sushi and Speakeasy. This is right there in Restaurant Row. Between the Venetian and Palazzo, kind of more on the Venetian side.
Okay.
As you're walking up, there's a walk-up bar where you can sit down and order sushi, have drinks there. They have one menu. But then if you go to the hostess stand, there's a door there that you need a special code to unlock. And that takes you back into this speakeasy, which is an intimate little dining room. But the food was delicious. The sushi,
it looked great.
Was phenomenal. We had salmon, the Wagyu, yellowtail, and tuna nigiri.
Okay.
And the salmon, let me tell you, this is the most buttery, most delicious salmon sushi that I have ever had. Spicy tuna and the king crab rolls were both delicious.
Yeah, you had spicy tuna.
The spicy, that's like my go-to.
Me too.
I've got to have the spicy tuna. The toasted sesame old fashioned.
Oh, wow.
Was very sesame forward, and it was great. I wasn't expecting all of those flavors in there. I was expecting, an old fashioned can be more like bourbon or whiskey.
Right.
But the sesame in there really added another level.
When you said toasted sesame, I was thinking, what was that show? Open Sesame. What was that?
Wait, was that on?
I don't know why it had the same ring to it.
Was that from Sesame Street?
I don't know.
Wasn't there
no? It's
I'm thinking of
it's like a cartoon.
Peanut butter sandwiches.
Oh my goodness! They always would do Open Sesame, and some door would creak open. We'll Google it after. Sorry, I totally went off the cuff, but I know people are listening that know what I'm talking about, are saying it out loud and screaming at the podcast. So send me a text. You can go to our show notes. Give me the answer.
So Nomikai Sushi
sounds good.
And Speakeasy. Like I said,
how did it look? It looks beautiful from the pictures I've seen.
Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous.
Did you eat in the Speakeasy or the regular dining room?
We ate in the Speakeasy.
Okay.
And so it is. It's just
were you Open Sesame, and then you went into the the door open?
I should have. That was a missed opportunity, and I'm kicking myself for it now. But next time, I'm 100% going back because it was that good.
Yeah.
And next time I will.
You have been raving about this all week, so I'd like everyone to know it's an honest review. You've been talking about it all week.
I wouldn't go on about it if it wasn't delicious.
Exactly. So. Hey, listen, talking about restaurants, we have so many here in Las Vegas. This is the perfect time to try out restaurants because it is Restaurant Week. It benefits 3 Square Food Bank. We do it every year here in Las Vegas. Huge fundraiser for them. All the restaurants that participate have special deals going on to entice you to get in there, try a special menu, do a prefix, have a lunch, and it runs through June 13th. So that's a good chunk of days. Start June 2nd, runs to the June 13th. The list is very long. Everyone's sending us stuff. So we decided, you know what? We're going to give you the website because the website, I just looked, has a complete list. You click on it. It opens up the menu of what they're doing, and you really should browse around. It's restaurantweeklv.org. Restaurantweeklv.org. Totally worth it.
And the prices for these prefix meals for Restaurant Week really are, they're affordable. You get great food from great restaurants. If there are some restaurants on the list where you're like, oh, I would love to go there, but it's outside of my budget, this is the time to go because you're going to get some of their signature items for a great price, and it goes to a good cause. 3 Square Food Bank helps feed families and kids with food insecurity here across Southern Nevada. They do great work. This really does go a long way in providing the meals that people need to stay alive, quite frankly. Yeah. So this really is dining out for a great cause.
And the wider range of restaurants. We're talking on the strip, off the strip. I'm seeing like Bazaar Mar. I'm seeing Beer House, Benihana over at Fashion Show, Bar Bohem in downtown, Amari over at Uncommons. So Alexa's right there on the strip in front of Paris, which we just learned our former councilman, Cedric Creer, has his hands in Alexa. And I was like, I saw you post about it. He's like, oh yeah, I should post about it more. And anyway, so it's got a great patio that looks at the Bellagio fountains. Alexa.
It does. It's right next door. Well, not right next door, but kind of the same, similar view that you would get if you went to Monamiga B.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's right along the sidewalk there.
Blue Ribbon over at Cosmopolitan. The list goes on.
Yeah,
you get the idea.
Like you said, a great mix of...
Ooh, Carbone. What's Carbone doing? That's a hard reservation to get and a hot ticket. Okay, they're doing a dinner for $120. You get a choice of house chopped or calamari Marco, then a choice of spicy rigatoni vodka or tortellini ragu. Oh, I love tortellini. And then your third course is lemon cheesecake. That's $120. I mean, it's a pricey restaurant. That's a pretty good deal.
That is a good deal.
All right, I'm going to stop clicking because I'll start picking different places now.
But there is a good mix of restaurants on and off the strip. Some good neighborhood restaurants in there too. Mm-hmm. So it is great to take advantage of that again from now through June 13th, Restaurant Week.
Yeah. Hey, we're excited tomorrow, and I say tomorrow, we're recording this on a Tuesday. You're going to hear this on a Thursday. So on Wednesday, we are interviewing Andrew Gans, and this is Danny Gans' son. Danny Gans, longtime headliner in Las Vegas. I mean, his legacy, he was just so popular, so good at what he did, an impressionist.
Oh, impressionist, incredible singer, comedian. Amazing. He was like probably the last of like the variety show headliner that we had on the strip, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he went from Mirage to Wynn. I think he was at Wynn. I know he was close with Steve Wynn, and I mean, he was. People whenever they came into town, they were always like, "I'm going to see Danny Gans." It was like Siegfried and Roy, Danny Gans, that whole kind of time. Where big headlining shows that you could see every single night. They were always going to be there to perform. Maybe they had like a dark night, or two. But anyway, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but there is a documentary coming out about him. So we're talking to his son, Andrew, who had his hands in it, and really looking forward to this interview with him. We're actually doing it on Zoom. We're doing it for the television show, but we will share that interview on the podcast maybe next week.
Yeah, because there's a big premiere coming up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
for this documentary. So we'll have all the details. I'm, like you said, really looking forward to this conversation because Danny Gans really was such a huge part of the Las Vegas, not only entertainment community, but Las Vegas community at large as well.
Yeah, his impersonations were so always on point. Just incredible what he used to do. Listen, thanks so much to the Vegas Near Me app. Download it, and all this stuff we're talking about, you can search around, find hours, buy tickets, book your Uber, get a map of the property. You don't have to use your name or email. You just download it and start browsing. There's deals in there, and it is still going strong and constantly getting enhanced.
By the way, you talk about the deals. Another way to save money.
True.
Find the deals inside the Vegas Near Me app. They work with a lot of people, a lot of businesses in Las Vegas to bring you the best deal possible. So another reason to download it.
Yeah. Hey, and also our title sponsor, Galindo Law. Big shout out to them. Thank you so much. We love that people are calling in and trying to get some information and get info about that free claim review that they offer to see if maybe you could be owed more compensation. And we're talking about in Texas, if you have a home that was damaged by hail or a hurricane within the past 2 years, the wildfire in California that damaged a lot of homes, burned down a lot of homes. Give them a call, 800-251-1533, or go to galindolaw.com.
That is it for us this week on Vegas Revealed. We'll be back with a new episode for you next week.
Yeah, we're also going to talk to Frankie Shinta at the South Point. He is hilarious. That's going to be a fun interview coming up soon. Have a great week.
My name is George Meyer, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of a new app called Vegas Near Me. I started this project because I was frustrated after missing a Journey concert. Over 1,000 shows and events are in the app. In fact, the app now offers the best prices on shows and events in the city. The app now also includes amazing coupons and deals, including $99 bottle service. Download the free Vegas Near Me app today.